Welcome to Rudolph's Insights. Today, we shall be trying to correct an impression being forcefully spread by some Igbo expansionists in a bid to malign the Nigerian institution and make the Equarians and the entire South-South, who has an abundance of oil, align with the views of these Biafran extremists because, let's not forget, the Biafran extremists call Nigeria a zoo and looking to seek for more people to join in their madness. So we often see the likes of the popular Igbo guy, Amadi Chimenum, or whatsoever his stupid expansionist name might be, who poses and impersonates being an Equarian to deceive the general public, sneaking into some oil-rich communities in Equarian land, most specifically the areas of Emohua LGA, and always telling whichever stranger he finds who cares to listen that Equarian land has oil and is a part of the NDDC but are not making use of it, and that the reason for this is as a result of them not joining the Biafran cause. He often frequently make it look like Nigeria in its entirety is a total sham and the people of Equarian land will be more safer joining their delusional online country Biafra. Videos of some of his supposed Biafran sensitization escapades above.
The pipelines, look at the pipelines, the surveillance contracts all over the state. No other man is a contractor but there are so many pipelines passing across.
So it doesn't look like I'm making this up.
Now they see why Ikwere people, Ekpeye and Ogba people, no, they won't follow Igbo people do things. They reveal things will happen for all the eastern region. When Britain first create Nigeria, then create Nigeria just 3 regions. And we know say they create them for Hausa, Yoruba, and Igbo. They make those 3 tribes the domineering tribes. They say that they be the most popular tribe. We get numbers. So the whole north, they give them to Hausa people. That one no mean say other tribe did not do. Other tribes full north. But Hausa will get population and they can't dey front. They can't give western region to Yoruba people. This western region, what they talk, not be Yoruba today, what they talk about the Yoruba state. So the western region start from that Lagos, can't reach Delta State and Edo State. All the tribes where they go read that river, the river Niger there, was all western region. That means all our tribes, all the both Edos, the Benis, that's the Ishan, the Esako, the Urubos, the Isoko, the Kwales, the Agbo, Ika people, the Shekiri, we were under western region. That means now Yoruba that time are in the governors. So we be Yorubas at that time. We dey under them. The eastern region where be Igbo dominance. Igbos now they control them from Enugu, go reach all those Akwa Ibom, all those currently Bayelsa, those areas. Now Igbos now they control eastern region that time. So those 3 major tribes now they own Nigeria. So any other tribe where they under eastern region, they under Igbo dominance. While all the other tribes so they from north were under Hausa government and Fulani people. As time come they go, we know say we our people for this side know say we not be Yoruba people. The Benis, the Esan, the Esako, the Kwanis, the Kaz, the Inuanis people, they say they not be Yoruba. So they want to get their own region from the west. That time, no, now Yoruba first they be our government, so they won't come out from under Yoruba, so they not be Yoruba people. They go create Midwestern region. One more region come add, that's Midwestern region. That be the only region where we say they create by voting, that is referendum. They vote for that region. It can't be Midwestern region. So you want it on our own. Now they take create Midwestern region. So we now had 4 regions that time. As development continues, as people they come out, they begin to understand what they go on. People of eastern region government, you know, the eastern region now Igbos can they control all the tribes where they for Enugu go reach all those Ijaw, they control Ijaws for those areas, they control all those Calabar people, all those Akwa Ibom, all those tribes, then they under Igbo government. Now Igbo they dominate them, not what they fit do. Those people come begin to talk, say they want their own region. Those Ijaws, the Ikwere, those Ekpeye Ogba. Say, may they do referendum, may they comot them from eastern region who say they want them on their own because they don't see Shege under Igbo government. Guess what happened that time? You know, say they comot referendum. They can't remove referendum from inside the constitution because they want me to control these people. They don't want me these people get their own freedom. They want me that they collect their resources. See the matter long well. Now he make those Ikwere, Ekpeye, Ogba, those tribes, they be one make them comot themselves from under Igbo dominance. Say they not be Igbo, say because they just retain and just lump them together, put them all those tribes under Eastern region. They are not Igbos. So all of them be the tribe, make them come off under Igbo dominance. Then see Shegesha. Now I make this Ikwere get on do this video again. Talk say, see waiting them suffer under old Eastern region government. Where be even Ikwere, where people they cause them be Igbo, all those Ekpeye they cause them be Igbo, all these tribes them they were not Igbos. But just because of similarities now, people going to say them be Igbos. Watch the video.
This brings us to the conversation of today. The ills, dominance, and the atrocities of the Igbos on the minority ethnic groups of the South during the defunct old Eastern region. You see, most times when these expansionists make such claims that the Nigerian system is a sham, is usually laughable because the memories and horrors being experienced by we, the minority ethnic groups in the South by the then old Eastern region, in the hands of the Igbos is still fresh. And below are some of their atrocities. 1. The capital of the defunct old Eastern region was being put at Enugu. 2. 98% of the Senate were Igbos and 2% were left for the minorities. 3. 98% of the civil service jobs were solely reserved for the Igbos and 2% for other minorities. 4. The resources of the defunct old Eastern regions, which majority of it came from today's South, was being used to develop their capital, which was at Enugu. 5. Lands were being forcefully apportioned and signed over using government powers. The Igbos in this case are the positions of power, signed over people's lands and properties using their power then, which was how they acquired a lot of lands and properties in Rivers State then, which also in return bettered the Abandoned Property Act, which happened in Rivers State after the Civil War, because the Rivers people had to take back their lands and properties, which was forcefully acquired back from the Igbos. 6. Igbo language became the lingua franca and forcefully taught in schools to the horrors of the minorities and used in the then missionary schools and churches as a means of communication to totally destroy the languages of the minorities and make their identity as a people become extinct. In summary, they wanted to erase every trace of history or identity of the minorities and replace them with Igbo identity. Talk about tying every loose ends. 7. All forms of loans, student loans, farm loans, etc. were being allotted to the Igbos alone. 9. Those who needed papers signed had to travel from wherever they are to Enugu and must be fluent in Igbo language, and in most cases were declined, and some had to travel back disappointed. I recall while growing up, my grandmother told me of how her husband traveled from Port Harcourt to Enugu with a bicycle to have some papers signed and was sadly declined. 10. The Igbos who embezzled funds were never prosecuted. 11. They tribalized against any ethnic group which was not Igbo and would rather favor themselves than the average Ijaw, Ikwere or Ogoni man. The Igbos did this and a whole lot of other atrocities, too numerous to mention, during the defunct old Eastern region to the horror of other minorities. And this, in return, led to a public outcry by the people. The Ibibios had had enough. The Efiks, the Ikweres, the Jaws has had enough. And they, in turn, made a plea to the government to totally be separated from the Igbos, which led to the creation of Rivers State, Cross Ogoja State, and a whole lot of other states. 3 months after Rivers State, Cross Ogoja State, and other states were created, the Igbos, realizing they had no resources, started the Biafran War, led by the popular criminal Ojukwu, and included all the territories of the minorities who were already jubilating about their breakout from the Igbo Eastern region's camp. The late Ojukwu, may he so burn in hell, declared Biafra and even used his position of power to force those minorities into the war. And over 1 million lives were lost. And 90% of those lives, sadly, were people of today's South region. So the question remains, who between the two is the saint and who is the monster? Nigeria or the Igbo Biafrans? I'll leave that to you, my viewers, to reply.